On the benefits of practice that has been beaten to death. All are part of Allen Iverson's Philadelphia 76er resume. Since he was drafted first overall by the Sixers in 1996, he has been as identified with his team as any player in the league. But now on his third coach in less than 1 year, with frustrations about this difficult season never too far from the surface, it isn't too hard to imagine Iverson someplace else. Jim Gray sat down with Allen Iverson for the Sunday Conversation.
How would you like to be coached?
How would I like to be coached? I'd like to be coached like I was coached with Coach Brown, like I was coached with Coach Thompson. You know, I would like someone to just let me play basketball, let me be free out there, not play like a robot. You know, but I need somebody on my. I need somebody that's gonna bring the best out of me, that's gonna get on me when I do wrong. You know, without that, I would never get any better.
Is it simply a case now, Allen, where you don't know how good you have it till you don't have it anymore? And is that the case with Coach Brown and you?
Gotta be the case.
So do you wish now, in retrospect, that you'd have done more to figure out a relationship where both of you could have coexisted?
No, because I'm human, you know, and I kind of went with the flow. I was learning, and I'm still learning. I don't get on myself for that situation. I always look at it like, you know, it was time for Coach to move on, and it's time for me to move on. And, you know, hopefully his situation is better than it was here. Hopefully he's happy than he was when he was here. And the same thing for me. You know, I just wish him well, you know, but I know I lost something great, you know, but I don't have any problem playing with Chris Ford. No problem at all. I don't have no problem at all. I can go out there and do the same thing I did for did for Coach Brown, for Coach Ford. I mean, the same exact thing. I play the same way. I play hard, and I respect him as a coach.
Was there a problem initially? Because when he fined you after the All-Star game, you said you resented the fact that you'd been here busting your butt for 8 years, and this guy's been here 1 game, and he did that to you.
I didn't like what he did. I had a problem with it, and I voiced my opinion about the thing. You know, I mean, we started off with, you know, I'm giving you a reason, you know, why I didn't show up, and you know, you didn't take it that way. You know, you didn't accept it. So that's the way our relationship started off. But I mean, that's just the way it went. I mean, it happened, and it's done with. I mean, we got to move on. We're trying to make playoffs. I'm trying to get healthy, and that's all I'm concentrating on, Jim. That's it. That's all I want, is something positive to come out of all this, and it can.
Allen, how difficult is it to call your boss if you don't want to go to practice or you don't show up for a game like last Sunday? People at home all have bosses, and if they can't go to work, they get in contact with the person they're told to get in contact with.
You're right. You're right. And I mean, that was something that I really could avoid it. You know, but I didn't even think of it that way. I was just thinking about getting in contact with our doctor and our trainer. You know, I was at home throwing up blood. So that's the first thing that I could think of. Let's get in contact with the doctor. I spoke to the doctor. I thought I did everything that it took for me to be excused, but obviously it wasn't enough, you know. And I can respect him wanting me to call him and deal with him, you know. You know, it's something that I learned from. It's something I have to move on. I accept what happened to me, and that's that.
Do you practice hard, and do you participate in as many practices as you should?
I practice hard, and I practice hard because, you know, I try to get a lot out of my teammates. I try to make sure they get a lot out of me going right back at them. I would be lying to you if I was to say I come in after back-to-back and practice hard for 2 hours, or you know, I practice every day, because I don't. You know, when I have an injury, I feel like, you know, my past speaks for itself. You know, when I'm banged up and I say, Coach, you know, I'm banged up, man, I can't give you nothing but 30 minutes today of shooting. You know, I can't go up and down today. You know, that should be enough, I feel, just because of the wars I've been through, the injuries I've played through, and how I come every night.
Iverson again. Unbelievable! Do you feel as though you'll be here next year, or do you feel you'll be traded?
I'm always going to feel like that. You know, I'm always going to feel that I'll be here. You know, if the day come that I'm not a Sixer, I thank them for everything they've done for me, and the person that the city helped raise, and I'll go on about my life and about my profession.
Might it be better to go elsewhere and play somewhere else at this point now?
It might. It might not. You know, only God knows. You know, I always felt this was the best situation for me. You know, and at times it didn't feel like it was the best situation for me. But, you know, I had more happy times than sad times here. You know, I think I've done a lot for the city of Philadelphia as far as playing basketball here, and I think the city has done a lot for me. You know, just let me be who I am, and let me showcase my talent all over the world and represent Philadelphia. So, you know, I had some good times, some bad times, but I think the good times outweigh the bad times.